Okay, so when it comes to three-dimensional movement, change of direction is a huge concept. And the way I like to teach change of direction is based off the three-step concept. Meaning if you're running one way, you want to run the other way, it's off of basically a three-step transition that gets you in and out of your cuts efficiently. You've seen the foot ladder, you've seen drill work, you've seen a lot of footwork, and to me there's a ton of footwork out there that doesn't really make sense. And there's not much rhyme or reason other than to get your motors moving faster, kind of get the feet moving quick. And a lot of people messing it up. They have no rhythm or footwork. There's no rhyme or reason to what it is that they're doing. But as we say all the time, it's all a dance. And so if you can do things in rhythm efficiently, if you can get your feet right when you're trying to transition, you start to feel it. You start to be able to throw your feet around when you're playing basketball. You feel yourself moving around the court differently when you're making cuts in football. All of these things start to translate off of this routine here. And so I'm going to throw 15 seconds on the clock. And we're going to do 15 seconds of each exercise. Typically, I like to go slow, march through it, get the rhythm, and then we pick up the speed a little bit where we get the knees pumping, and then we go for fast feet, which will be the same exercise, but it will just be in fast pace. Okay, I'm going to start the timer here, and then we're going to get into the first exercise, which is unilateral. So we're going to do the right side, and then we're going to do the left side. About halfway through the routine, we're going to do the same exercises in a bilateral format. This is your lateral work. This is your footwork. This is how to get the hips flipping. This is the three-step concept routine that your change of direction is really built around. So the first 15 seconds here are going to be to explain the first exercise. Okay, and that's the three-step lateral cut, right? If I'm coming up on someone, I want to make a cut laterally. I'm going to throw my foot over this line, inside ankle bone high, heel slightly away, pop my right knee up, and then it's 3 steps. All right, so I'm going to be right knee high when I jab the left foot. Now let's do 15 seconds nice and light. Start by marching through it if you need to. And the better you get at it, the more you can exaggerate that knee pop. And that right shoulder pop back a little bit as the knee comes up and in. Lateral step. You're not going to move the body. It's going to stay in place. Okay, so switch over to your left side. We got 15 seconds here. And it's just going to be that right foot over, left knee up. Keep your body in place. Jab step. You're almost going to change the plane where your columns are in. So it's jab, 1, 2, 3. Jab, 1, 2, 3. Jab, 1, 2, 3. Breathing soft, breathing slow. And if I wanted to get quick with it, I would just stay more seated and less popping the feet. But I want to keep my rhythm. I want to be able to hear that rhythm. Next exercise is just forward and backwards. So I'm going right leg here. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to dip and drop my hips. All right, 15 seconds. You can see the alternating switching of the limbs. But imagine I'm going to either jump or sit my hips back. Because if I'm going to run backwards, I'm going to come into this 3-step transition and start to sink my weight backwards towards the direction I'm about to run. Let that rest. Finding rhythm in these movements is key. So make it a dance. Forward, 1, 2, 3. Sink and settle whether I'm going to sprint forward or backward or make a cut. 15 seconds. You can pop the right knee as well when that left foot hits the ground on this one. And make sure your limbs are alternating in rhythm. You're just applying your basic principles. Don't let that ankle crash. Good, let it rest. Next one. Similar concept. Over and back. Left knee pops, left foot down, right foot down, left foot down again. All right, 15 seconds here. Might want to start marching on this one. And you can see the reaction and the action and reaction of the limbs. As I'm rotating my hips, my shoulders are staying pretty square. Bringing the foot back, facing neutral. Going to be the left side here. Foot over the line, 1, 2, 3. And you can do this traveling in a ladder as well, which is why it's called the ladder routine. All right, so left foot over and back. Right knee pops, hip twist, 15 seconds. Let's go. These are really healthy exercises, not only for your footwork, but what it does for your physiology. What it does for your hip flexion and hip extension. Natural movements get your body functioning well. All right, and then the last one here is just crossing front and then getting back to neutral. Same thing. Shoulders are going to stay pretty square. And we're breathing deep. Start it by marching and then start to pick up the pace, 15 seconds. And the faster you get with it, the more rhythm you feel, the faster you go. You should hear it just like that if you go fast. But it's not about going fast. It's about getting that rhythm down and executing. All right, so now it's just going to be the left foot over the front, as if I'm going to top, turn, and take off. This is where it starts, that 3-step fire. Left foot out front. Boom, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. Notice shoulders are staying pretty square. Limbs are still creating action and reaction in synchronicity with the feet. Good, shake it out. All right. Next is a bilateral exercise. Okay, and I'm going to pause this for a quick second. We're going to dive back in. It's the bilateral version of your lateral cut, which is just your icky shuffle. And you see this all the time when people come up and break down to make a cut, which is different than keeping your momentum really going and trying not to slow your speed as you make a cut. So this is a very common, right here, boom, right here. That's how we make cuts. We fire the feet, 1, 2, 3 on the side that we're going to get out on. So this time, we're going to imagine there's an inside of my columns here, and then there's an outside. And I'm going to go in, out, in, out. So I'm here, in, out, out, in. Notice the opposite knee still pops. I keep my body generally in the center, and then I lean and tilt with the arms in action and reaction. All right, so we're inside, and let's start 15 seconds. So it's in, out, in, out. Still landing sturdy foot and ankle complex. Finding that rhythm. And then you can get quick with it. Maintaining all your principles and maintaining your rhythm. Like I say, it's all a dance. Next one is forward and backwards. So I'm going to be here, here. 3, 3, 3. All right. And you're going to drop head over foot on this one. In your column, keep your hips slightly sinking, because this can be for taking off or reversing directions backwards. Good, shake it out. Next one is a hip twist. I'm over and back, then I'm alternating. So I'm over here, and then I'm over here. Still, the opposite knee is going to pop, and it's going to twist. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Opposite foot comes over, hips twist, we stay in place, we get that knee to pop. Boom. Inside ankle bone high, hips rotate, hands in action. Opposite hand, opposite knee. And again, you can go for speed on that, and you can go for height on the knees. Very healthy exercise. All right, in 5 seconds, we're going to hit our last one, which is the same thing as our forward backward, except we're going to cross. So it's cross, 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 cross. So this one just landed a little wider outside the column, and you're going to stay seated, sturdy foot and ankle complex. Get those hips rotated. Now there's a million exercises and drills that can be based off of these ones. There's different variations to these, but understanding this general principle and then coding that into your movement patterns, you will feel when you go to play sports and we go to execute anything locomotive. You start to throw your feet around differently and feel very agile, supple, and elusive.